Hi, welcome to Mondays with Melissa. This is episode 4 in the series Don't Let This Happen to You. What I want to talk about today is gifting assets to your children. People come in all the time and we talk about setting up irrevocable trusts for asset protection purposes. And so often people will say to me, can't I just put the money in my son's name or my daughter's name and let them hold it for me instead of having to pay for a trust? And I have to say every single time, it is not a good idea. It's never a good idea to gift your assets to your children for them to hold for you for asset protection purposes. Because anything that your child is then holding is vulnerable to anything going on in their lives. So if they get divorced, if they get sued, if they file for bankruptcy, if they have kids in college on financial aid, to the outside world, that money belongs to your children. It is no longer yours. They're also going to pay tax on any interest, any money that it makes. They're going to pay taxes at their tax rate on that money. And while that might not be the end of the world, the other issues are really, really concerning. For example, what if, God forbid, your child predeceases you and they were holding all of your assets? Well, now those assets are going to pass through your child's estate, perhaps to their husband or wife or their children or a trust for their children. And now that money is locked up and not accessible for you when it was supposed to be being held to, for you to utilize as you needed it. So while people kind of always jump to that, my son is great, my daughter's great, and I'm sure they are, having nothing to do with the person themselves, so many different things can happen. There are so many variables and so many things that can pop up that people don't even think about. So it really makes much more sense to set up an irrevocable trust and transfer the assets into the trust so that the assets are protected. I always say it's kind of like another child that can't get into any trouble. That's what your trust is. And again, having nothing to do with an individual's children, but having to do with things that happen in our lives and things that we see all the time. So really important to keep that irrevocable trust in mind. Please visit us at konaelderlaw.com, check out our website, or call us at 631-390-5000 if you want to talk about this further, and make sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Legally Melissa.